Hello and welcome. Today we're going to take a good look at the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter Lego Set. Now, as a normal, what we'll do, we'll get it all open. We'll rip it open now. We'll have a look at the contents of the box. Not too sure what I can compare it to, but we will see what the instruction booklet looks like, how many bags they are, and we'll have a good look at the minifigures as well. So let's have a look at the inside of this. See what the instruction booklet is like and everything. So first things first. So this is Lego Star Wars Set 75325, the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter. Now this is from the Disney Plus Boba Fett show. This is where he got his ship from. So I would imagine he'll be using this in the next season of Mandalorian, which will be the Mandalorian Season 3, which will be starting on Disney Plus very soon. You've got some nice minifigures that we'll have a good look at a little while. And you can see it's more of the green artwork at the top for the Boba Fett, and then again on the back we've got some nice little bits and pieces on the back. There's not too much with regards to stuff on show. It is literally just those two things, and that is the back of the box. And then obviously you've just seen the front of the box with me throwing some bits and pieces around. Right, bag numbers, we'll have a look at them next, is the closest thing. We have one bag one, two bag number ones, and one bag number two. So fingers crossed it's not going to be too bad. Good thing, only a small little sticker sheet as well, so it'll be interesting to see what the detail of this ship is like. But we have got three stickers, and then the instruction booklet as well. So it's a white instruction booklet. Hopefully it will have some bits and pieces on the front. You can see how they've got the digital instructions now for your mobile phone and your tablet as well. So if you didn't want to do it through the instruction manual, or you did lose some bits and pieces, you can download it from the App Store and Google Play as well. So that is a relatively-ish new thing that you can do, but it's a bit more of a 3D effect, I think. Now they've got a little bit of different functions and features on there. So something I've never done, but I need to look into and have a look at. So you can see, open it up. Comes with one of those happy chappies. So bag number one is for that. Bag number two is all engines, nice and simple. And you can see you've got the Mando himself with face, and then he has his special, I was going to say lightsaber, but technically it's not, but it is what it is. And then on the back, we come through, and we do have a couple of sets. So you've got the Boba Fett ship as well, and then you've got the other Boba Fett palace, and we have got 96 pages until completion. Well, we have a firing element as well, so you can lose an eyeball, so you've got to be careful with that one. The last bits and pieces that go into the ship is page 95. So how many step numbers are there? There are 149 steps, and it says basically complete at page 93. And just like that, we are done. So, as per normal, what we will do, if I get this ship out of the way, because it is absolutely enormous, we'll take a good look at the minifigures first. Now, this one is pretty cool because it has got a dual face on. So you've got the happy face and another nice standard face as well. And this is a pretty cool tool because you've got a choice of it going both ways if you want to. So you can pick and choose what it is you want to do with that. So that's quite handy little thing to have. And she's obviously got the wild hair piece as well. Torso print's really nice. See, she's got a little bit of ID on the top in a pocket. It's got a nice little belt. And then you've got all the detail and bits and pieces on the back as well. So it is overall a nice little minifigure. Now, Mando. So himself, he's got some really shiny armor going on. And it's the first time I've seen him with the jetpack on this. So this is a nice looking figure. He does have a face on this one. It is only a single tone face on, because obviously he normally wears the helmet, so you're not really supposed to be seeing his face. But he has got a good little bit of stubble on the face, and he's got a little beard going on as well. But the actual torso print, if I plonk that back on so you don't get distracted, super shiny. There's no battle damage on this whatsoever, so he is fully kitted out in absolutely everything. And then if I take the jetpack off, the print on the back continues as well, and again looks really nice and shiny on that one. So you can see you've got all the different sort of storage for the weapons and bits and pieces on the back. So nice looking Mando figure, that one. Now moving on to probably everybody's favourite two, I would imagine. So both of them are solid moulds, and then you can also just pick and choose where you're going to put them. Easy to clip this one to the back of something. It does stand on a little brick as well, and then with the little child you can clip Guru onto something as well. So they do stand up nicely, so they are big enough to actually sit on the little tile. Now moving on to the ship, this thing is absolutely massive. Now I can't help you or let you know if this is actually supposed to be in proportion or not compared to any of the other Star Wars ships, because well, I haven't got any here, so it's going to be a bit difficult to see what it's like, but it is large. So if you have seen this box on the shelf, we can easily do that because it is longer than the actual box, and it overhangs the box as well just over either side. So if you are thinking of getting one of these, if it is supposed to be the box size, and obviously please do let me know. I haven't weaponized it yet, because you can move this and then push this down, and then this will shoot the bits and pieces out the front. But obviously, because I've got cats here, I am not going to be putting those weapons in, but you can just load them from the shoot spring at the front. That is what that bit is on the box. Now, the nice thing is about this is that even though everybody, and myself especially, because I've not had a lot of fun making some of these up in the past, it's usually all great to have a look at. All the bits and pieces that you can't see are actually really, really nice, vibrant colours. Like this, for example, in the instruction manual, you've got lots of bright oranges, greens, blues, and then pinks start to get used. There's all sorts of different bits and pieces for colour-wise. So it keeps it nice and interesting, nice and easy to put all the bits and pieces down. And then, obviously, when you start putting bits and pieces together, the finished result is like that. Now, with the engines as well, because we know that these were in bag number 2, the actual build technique is completely different. So it's quite nice that you just don't get through one and it tells you to build it ×2. This side is different to this side with regards to how you stack all the bits and pieces up through on the engine. You've got little bits and pieces on the back that are slightly different, and then you can see on the sides they are ever so slightly different on there. So they are nice looking thing. It's sturdy enough. You can throw it around, shake it about. It's not, you know, it shouldn't really fall apart. So if you are thinking it from a play factor, then you can plonk the one in there and that flops open. This one does flop open, but I just ripped that off because it was stuck down so tight trying to do it with one hand. But the little one will sit in there, and then obviously Mando will fly that ship as well. Okay, the child is in, Mando's in, but interestingly, this will not close because I think he has his jetpack on. So I have just opened up the instructions, and on page 95, it does actually tell you where all the bits and pieces are going to go. So I've just taken his jetpack off. Will that now shut? Yes. So he leans back, that goes in, that's absolutely fine. Now this bit just here is this bit just here. So you have got a removable piece. So it looks like the jetpack and the lightsaber, which you might have to take apart, will go into that bit. So that bit is this bit just here, which should be good fun to put in because it was a bit of a, there we go. So you've got like a nice storage bit just in there where this can just get launched in. You can see just the size of that. And then if we take it apart, so I just use my teeth to do that and then clink that back on. There we go. All nice and sturdy, all nice and simple. So that goes straight back on, but you just got to be careful with getting that bit off because if you rip this bit off, it does actually overhang ever so slightly. So just bear that in mind. I probably just need to move that one up, maybe a stud, just to keep it off from there so you can put his jetpack and everything back on. But to be honest, they'll probably just be sat in there like that. See, a lot of you like the pizza van and have a pizza van. Now you can just see it is half the width. So it is 2 of these long. So I put this one and this one back to back for the actual width of this ship. That is how wide it is. So just to put it into perspective, if you've got 2 of these, you now know how big that thing is. It is massive. So what I'm going to do with this, I am not 100% sure. And if you were to, for example, to have it right beside one of the modulars, you can see it is wingspan is there or thereabouts to the roof of the actual modular as well. So if you can, let me know in the comments below if this is scaled too big. You get, I think it's good size. I think it's all right to sort of play around with, I guess, if you want to be doing that, or if you want to display it, you can obviously have it as a display piece. They are in a big sale at the moment as well, so if you want to get your hands on one, they're not too bad to get hold of. I've just taken this bit off because it's a little bit easy for me to spin it around and show it off. That's what it should be like, nice and simple. You just got to be a bit more careful putting it around. It does not have any landing gear at all, so you can see that that is just the bottom of it all completely built up. So you've just got to be careful when you do sit him down and whatever. This will be the bit that will always fall off. So depending on how you lie him down, if you put him down wrong or you start to knock him, this bit you've just got to be careful with because that seat will simply drop off. But obviously if you're not being too brutal with it, it'll be absolutely fine. But it's never going to come off if you're messing around with him. But if you drop him, can we drop him from there? See, so that's not too bad. So you, depending on how you do it, if you're going to knock him, and even the back, look, it's all right. So it is sturdy enough. That was my biggest pet hate with some of the Star Wars stuff. They were so flimsy and they just fell apart. Now, what I do like is normally on the Star Wars stuff, all of these pieces will all just be left to their own devices, and I've always found that they ping off. Now they have added these bits in, possibly because it is supposed to be on the ship design as well, but it gives it so much more structural integrity that you have got that confidence just to launch it about and throw it around. So 32 by 32 base plate, It is over 32 by 32 wide, and you are looking at about a base plate and a half in length, I would imagine. That is a 16 by 16, that's a 32 by 32, and it's just slightly longer than that. So I wasn't too far off, that was a good guess. So just over a base plate and a half in length, and the width is just over 32 studs wide as well. So hopefully that'll keep it a little bit more simple for everybody, depending on if you know sort of the stud scale as such. So I do like the minifigures that it comes with. I think they're pretty cool. The only thing obviously that might let it down a little bit for certain people is that the Darksaber obviously shouldn't be that shape. It should be more of a sword, which I'm quite surprised that they haven't just done that in a darker element, because I'm sure you could have got that in like an orange and a blue. So maybe they might be looking into that for future sets, but you know, apart from that, it is what it is. I'm sure you can get yourself a custom one, you can create one for yourself. But let us know if you are a fan of this set. Let me know what you think with regards to any of the bits and pieces within the Star Wars line. But I am going to leave it there. So guys, if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.